Hi guys, I'm back from overseas. I've been away for 5 months working on a super yacht as a nurse/stewardess. We're based in Italy and I'm home for a month doing some shifts in the hospital to refine some skills. Then I'm heading back over. Since I've been home, I've had old and new friends contact me, message me, asking what I've done to get in shape. And what I can put it down to is the ketogenic diet. The ketogenic diet is a low-carb, high-fat diet where we are using fat stores rather than glycogen stores for energy. The aim of the game is to reduce ketone bodies, which are the byproduct of the body breaking down fat for energy. We kind of went headfirst into the diet, so our total calorie intake for the day is made up of 85% fat, 10% protein, and only 5% carbs, which is probably 20 grams of carbs a day. This may not sound as difficult for somebody who's already on a low carb diet. That was me before. I didn't eat a lot of bread, I didn't eat a lot of pasta, rice. I did eat starchy vegetables such as sweet potato, pumpkin. But what I didn't understand is there are literally carbs in everything, pretty much every vegetable, every fruit. So I ruled out all fruit, a lot of vegetables. I went into the diet wanting an improvement of body composition, mental and physical performance. I kind of went into it with the attitude that I will do it for as long as I can until it gets too difficult, or just keep doing it, see how I feel, and if it doesn't work for me, then I'll stop. But I have no plan on going back to my old ways because of how it makes me feel physically and mentally. How I got into the diet, it was around about the time of the UFC match airing, and there was conversation on the boat about how these fighters got to their goal weights before the match. Myself, my boyfriend Chris, and another engineer on the boat started the diet. The engineer, he started first, and within 2 weeks he dropped about 4 kilos. He had a self-confessed poor lifestyle. He didn't eat well, he didn't work out, and he just kind of felt like all the time. He lost a lot of weight, he was glowing, he slept better, and overall he was the evidence that the ketogenic diet did work. Our biggest challenge was not being able to make our own food on the boat. We have 3 amazing chefs, 2 Aussies and a Safa, and they make restaurant quality food for lunch and dinner every day. The tricky thing is we don't know what they cook with, and sometimes it is hard to pick out the hidden carbs in a meal, so we just have no choice but to eat it. This kind of prolonged our process of getting into ketosis. It was incredibly difficult to get into ketosis. We were having days where we were so strict and matching our macros perfectly, feeling the benefits of the diet, yet still testing negative, and we didn't know what was wrong. We experimented a bit with the diet. We lowered our protein, so we cut it back from 15% to 10%. What we learned is having too much protein counteracts the effects of the fat and can kick us out of ketosis. So essentially the diet is high fat, moderate protein and low carb. I've had people ask me before, why do we need to test positive to ketosis if we are already feeling the benefits of the diet? For me, I'm not on the ketogenic diet until I test positive for ketosis. That's my mentality. But it also means that I am not actually using fat stores. I am on the road to ketosis, but unless I'm producing ketones, I'm not benefiting physically from this diet. How do I test to see if I'm in ketosis? I pee on one of these strips every 3rd day or so, and if I am, it should go a pink color or it can go as far as a purple. I haven't made it to the purple, but for me mentally, if I see any kind of pink, I'm in ketosis and that's good enough for me. The fats I try and stick to in a day are healthy fats rather than processed fats. So I have a bulletproof coffee in the morning, which is a tablespoon of coconut oil, MCT oil, and sometimes I add butter as well, always a black coffee. I'll drizzle my salads in olive oil, I'll add nuts and seeds. I track these nuts and seeds just to make sure I'm not going over in my calorie intake for the day, but Brazil nuts, hazelnuts, and macadamia nuts are really good because high fat, moderate protein, and low carb. I eat a lot of cheese. I love cheese, and if the diet says it's okay and I feel okay, then I'm gonna eat a lot of cheese. I eat a lot of smoked salmon and I eat a lot of tuna. Canned tuna that's in olive oil is really good, and then I add this to salads and it's really good for packed lunches and things like that. When I eat out in restaurants and cafes, when I'm looking at the menu, I kind of go straight to the fat. And if accompanying this fat is a carb, like a quinoa or a rice or a pasta or something like that, I'll always just ask the waiter, can I replace that for vegetables or extra vegetables? There are hidden carbs in everything, so just be careful of the vegetables. Things like capsicum and tomato, hidden carbs that got me when I first started, but now I've kind of learned to adjust and I can moderate how much of that I can have in my diet. There are two stages of being in ketosis. So there is going into ketosis, and then there's being keto-adapted. I consider myself now keto-adapted because it isn't as easy to get kicked out of ketosis. In regards to my cholesterol levels, I went to the doctors and had a blood test just because I wasn't sure how good this high-fat diet was actually for me. I got my cholesterol level back and everything is normal. Weight loss, I've lost about 5 kilos in 2 months. My original calorie goal for the day was 1760 calories. I found with only that amount of calories and training on top of that, I was losing weight. I got to my goal weight, and from then on it was just about maintenance. So I upped my calories to 2,000, and sometimes if I go over, I don't mind. I'll eat 500 calories per meal, 3 meals a day. Sometimes intermittently fast, but I would never do that on a working day. You'd probably be pleasantly surprised to see what I eat and how much I eat. The amazing thing with this diet is I'm never hungry. The high fats in my diet suppress my cravings for sugar and carbs, and I don't even think about it. The one thing I have gotten quite good at is guesstimating, so I can kind of look at a volume of food now and know how much it is, and this saves a lot of time during the day, like when I don't actually have as much time to track everything and put everything through MyFitnessPal. I try and do functional training, so anywhere, anytime. I don't believe that time is an issue at all. I do shift work. Sometimes it's 8 hours between a shift, and I still manage to muster up the energy to go to the gym straight after work the next day. I go on my dinner breaks, go on my lunch breaks, and just squeeze in a HIIT workout if you can. I hated HIIT, but with this diet, I now have the energy to do whatever I want, really. On the boat, we were training twice a day only because we had the time. So I do a high intensity workout in the morning and then kind of like a lighter weight session in the evening. Since I've been back at the hospital, I can't train twice a day. I do not have time for that, but I do have time to train at least once a day. Something about the keto flu, I don't know what that is. I never felt it. I never really felt flat. My energy levels didn't really slump on this diet anyway. They just went up. Or that 3 to 5 p.m. slump has just completely disappeared. I don't get tired. I can soldier on right and through bedtime, and then I'm always able to fall asleep quickly. The thing I miss most on this diet is being able to drink easily and not waking up with an undeserved deadly hangover. I can have a couple of drinks and the next day I'll just feel so deathly ill. I don't retain water, so on this diet I keep my sodium levels up, so poor me, I have to add salt to everything, and I drink a lot of water. The hangovers are always worse because I'm dehydrated, but as long as I keep my fluids up, it's generally okay. In terms of how long I'm going to do this diet for, it's not so much a diet for me anymore, it's more a lifestyle. I feel great, I know I look great, and I can't see myself going back to a carb diet. So what I'd like to do is start filming some workouts and some meal plans, what I eat in a day on a work day and my day off, a bit different for both. Chris does amazing workouts, functional training, so we do it anywhere, anytime. We do a lot of traveling. Our work is from 8 to 5 and we have a lot of weekends off. We continue to train and eat well whenever we're traveling. We always make it work and we don't make a big deal of it. When I first started the diet, a way of knowing that I had slipped out of ketosis was how I felt. My energy levels were gone. I felt bloated. I never feel bloated on this diet. So yeah, please subscribe. We have an Instagram as well. I'm not a doctor and I'm not a nutritionist. However, these videos and the pictures I post are how I'm doing it and how it's affected me. The diet is different for everybody, but yeah, please follow because I feel great and I want to share my experience on the ketogenic diet because it honestly has transformed my life. I'll see you later.